Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles, with your host, socially awkward nerd Christian Paul speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, let's dive and dig deep into the most hype, arguably the most hyped team in the NBA, the most talked about team in the NBA, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Fans are making themselves heard today. They are thrilled with the news that LeBron is coming here. Action News reporter Elizabeth Worthington has been talking with fans since the news broke today. And Elizabeth, you found some of the best fans.
Of course, Sarah, and we are now at a basketball court at the Schuylkill River Park. We figured this is as good a place as any to find some excited fans. I wonder how these kids, how do you guys feel about LeBron coming to Philly? I love it! Yeah? All right, come on, a little bit more. Let him hear you. So we did get to be the ones to break the news to a few people earlier today, right after the announcement came out, but the ability to do that did not last long. The news spread across the city like wildfire. Did you hear the news about LeBron?
No,
He's coming. He's coming.
Oh my God, he's coming.
Wow.
Yes.
Some people didn't believe it at first.
Wow, he picked Philly. I'm totally shocked.
I thought it was fake because a couple of fake ones had come out, and I had pranked my friends 2 weeks ago saying a fake one. My friend almost crashed the car.
Of course, many fans immediately started dreaming big.
I got to figure out what golf course LeBron's gonna become a member at. I got to become a caddy there.
What do you think we should do to welcome him as a city?
Honestly, throw a parade.
But others said, all right, one thing at a time.
Does this make us NBA title contenders? I'm pump the brakes. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we have to come out of our conference first.
But his practical approach was an outlier today.
We gotta turn up. No, we gotta put full fire behind them. We gotta show them welcome to Philly. We show them what Philly like. We gonna show them how to do it.
Yeah, we're not good at pumping the brakes here.
No, we good turning up. We gonna get it done.
I love that guy. All right, so clearly there are a lot of people who are behind LeBron, and he said it himself. He believes that he can help make the Philadelphia 76ers a championship team once again. We are live from Fittler Square this afternoon. Elizabeth Worthington, Channel 6, Action News.
So the Philadelphia 76ers, ladies and gentlemen, have mainly come back with a vengeance to mainly retool ever since Bob Myers became the president of the owners of the Sixers, Josh Harris and David Blitzer. He's currently the president of HBSC, Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment, and they have their CEO mainly in charge. And ever since Bob Myers has been hired since 2024, he was able to get Mike Gansey, who worked with the Cleveland Cavaliers, to be their president of the running the Philadelphia 76ers as president of basketball operations. And he has made some significant moves to literally set the tone for this organization. Now, we're going to dig into each and every person on the roster, primarily individually the starters, and mainly with the bench that has mainly gone on and whether or not they can literally contend with the rest of the Eastern Conference and also the best from the Wild, Wild West.
Now to a blockbuster move from one of basketball's biggest stars, LeBron James announcing what he calls the last decision of his career. He's heading to the Philadelphia 76ers, hoping his final chapter before retirement ends with one more championship. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, NBA superstar LeBron James has made his decision, signing with the Philadelphia 76ers after heated speculation over the past 2 months. James signing a 2-year, $8 million contract and taking a significant pay cut.
No, is he coming?
He's coming.
Oh my God, he's coming.
LeBron saying he was on the verge of retirement prior to making his choice, but ultimately decided to continue playing, writing on X, "I still want to compete, to win, and to have a chance at the feeling of winning another championship."
He made it very clear from the beginning. I want to compete for a championship. I want to win at a high level. This is not a money-driven decision.
For weeks, the 41-year-old had been heavily pursued by teams across the league. LeBron James is arguably the greatest player of all time, the league's all-time scoring leader, and holding numerous NBA records during his 23 seasons, along with winning 4 NBA championships across 3 teams. LeBron hoping to take Philly to their first championship in 43 years. Fans in Philly ecstatic.
We gotta put full fire behind them. We gotta show them welcome to Philly.
And Lindsay, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro declaring today LeBron James Day. The city of Philadelphia now with high expectations for the upcoming postseason, with ticket demand already skyrocketing tonight, Lindsay.
City of Brotherly Love ecstatic. Morgan, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's deal with the NFL in the room with the 76ers. The legendary NBA all-time scorer, LeBron James, going for his 23rd season at 41 years old, about to be 42 in December, still mainly going at it again. You know what I'm saying? So he's really doing it big. He's mainly motivated to actually go in and try to get at least a couple of rings before he literally heads off to the sunset. And we know that Philadelphia is his last stop. You know what I'm saying? It is fully his last stop for good. You know what I'm saying? How long he's going to be there? Who knows? We don't know. It could be 2-3 years. We're not definitely there for certain. But he's going to be there. He's going to ride it out and let the big boys actually main run the show. Basically going with a 2-year, $8 million deal, basically playing around the veterans minimum. LeBron James is already a billionaire. He has so many other endeavors. He has a production company, a film company. He has his own podcast. He mainly has his own agency company that he mainly runs. He has the Nike deal that he mainly has that's keeping him afloat with his family. Dude's actually living it up. He don't really need the NBA money like that. He's there to actually strictly go mainly for the chip and to set the tone for the rest of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Got some breaking news. Shams Charania reporting on a blockbuster. What do you got?
Sources tell me the Boston Celtics have traded all-NBA star 2024 Finals MVP Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks. So think about it if you're Philadelphia. To get Jaylen Brown in the prime of his career at 30 years old for a player in Paul George who has been looked at different points as a negative contract, you are sending out 2 future first-round picks. You're sending out a couple second-round assets. But now you have Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, and the way Jaylen Brown has been playing, you would think he has multiple years, 3, 4, 5, 6 years left in his prime. Pair that with a young Tyrese Maxey. Pair that with a young VJ Edgecombe. And for the Celtics, where this had come down to is they tried to trade for Giannis. They offered Jaylen Brown and 2 unprotected first-round picks for Giannis. They missed out. But ever since then, you know what's been interesting? They didn't just stop the conversations there. They continued to have trade talks. And by today, they were actively shopping, full-blown shopping Jaylen Brown around the league, trying to get teams his best offers in. My understanding is Jaylen Brown, throughout all of this, never requested a trade. He never asked out of Boston. This was all the Celtics. We'll learn more. This is obviously a very developing story. But Jaylen Brown is leaving the Boston Celtics. He will now be in Kevin Nagandi's with their 76ers.
Kevin, it seems like you're a little bit happy. You got a little bit of juice for your 76ers here.
I'm ecstatic that Mike Gansey, the new GM of the Sixers, this is his first really big move to get a guy like this, an all-NBA player, and still have Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, for Joel Embiid. To me, more than anything else, it speaks volumes, too, because let's not forget, the Sixers ended Jaylen Brown's season, beating him 3 straight times, closing out down 3-1 in the series. And now those guys, Embiid, Maxey, understand what Jaylen Brown brings to the table.
Mike Gansey, the new president in Philadelphia, they have been engaged with Boston over the last week. But, you know, the Celtics at different points, they've wanted 4 first-round picks, 5 first-round picks. We want multiple of your best players. I'm sure at the outset of these conversations, they wanted a VJ Edgecombe. Yes. They wanted 4 or 5 first-round picks. But that price over the last week has diminished. And then you saw Mike Gansey and that Sixers front office come in today, swoop in. And listen, Paul George, he's not no ordinary player.
No. When healthy and available.
He is still a above average, good, on some nights, great player. But Jaylen Brown, 2 years removed from Finals MVP. Just last season, he was a finalist for the league MVP. And so the Sixers hung around in this conversation. The Celtics talked to a few other organizations. But today, they locked in on this deal. They get back Paul George to bring in with Jason Tatum, so you'll see both of those guys on the wings.
Yes.
But they are moving on in another direction.
And Celtics also Mitchell Robinson earlier today as well. So they're adjusting their roster.
By the way, look what just came in the mail. Look what just came in. Shout out to the equipment manager that got me right.
That's hard for real. I ain't seen that actually.
Hold on. That's
hard.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, man. Let me put this thing on chat. Oh, damn, that shit. Man, they got me strong. I'm in the weight room, chat. They got me in here looking like Braun. Hold on, man. What we doing? Philly, what we doing? The black joint? I ain't gonna lie, this joint.
They gave you an extra medium.
They did, though. Got me in that thing. Look at that, boy. Hey.
Oh, man, y'all fire him up. Stop gassing him. This jersey too small.
I ain't gonna lie, this jersey fire. The black joint, I ain't gonna lie. Like, even when we used to play against the Sixers, when they used to wear these joints, I'm like, yo, this joint is tough. And then I was sick. AI had this joint before me. I'm like, how the OG get it?
I seen that. How do you get that?
I'm like, how OG get the jersey? I just got traded yesterday. OG already wearing the jersey at Fanatics. But shout out to AI. Shout out to the OG. Super excited for this upcoming season. Yo, we got Bron. And like, what an opportunity that is. Like, obviously, everybody's going to say whatever they want to say. And it's going to be a bunch of media this whole entire season. But like, for me, like, what an opportunity is to learn. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to learn, despite what people may say.
Next, we have another fellow NBA champion. We've discussed about LeBron James, the 4-time NBA champ, 4-time NBA MVP, 21-time, 22-time NBA All-Star, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're dealing with another forward, NBA champion and fellow Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown, who has spent 10 years with the Boston Celtics, mainly setting the tone, has been traded to another team that he hasn't really requested a trade. That he's mainly is trying to do his best to put all the pieces together. And mind you, last season, he led the Boston Celtics to 56 wins last season, while his then running mate, Jason Tatum, has been nursing an Achilles injury that he's rehabbing from a torn Achilles around the time last year. And yet, Boston has still made it out with 56 wins as the 2 seed, while Jaylen Brown mainly actually picked the slack and literally upped his game. Basically, was 5th in MVP voting. That's how legitimate Jaylen Brown is. He is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to literally a championship contending team. He will definitely set the tone regarding the team, regarding all the other players that mainly come by on the floor.
Barlow, another offensive rebound.
Great timing coming from the weak side.
Doesn't miss their last 5 shots. VJ Edgecombe doesn't miss that. Edgecombe going to work again against the former Blazer Simons. Shot clock winding down once more. Edgecombe from outside for VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, again, transition defense. You finish the transition defense by finding a body and blocking out and securing the rebound. The defense isn't over until you get the ball. Ooh!
VJ again.
You could hear Edgecombe early on with 11 points. 2 of them right there on that drive. One more look at it.
Next is second-year guard, VJ Edgecombe, who is a rising superstar mainly in his own right. Also, he is emerging as an off-ball player on the offense, an elite defender, an elite slasher, who will be able to actually score whenever it's needed regarding the Philadelphia 76ers. It can literally be high-flying. He can learn a lot of things from fellow championship players on how to win, on how to adjust to mainly the culture, on how things are mainly run. He is a very vital piece for the Philadelphia 76ers going forward.
Saturday's game, he's going to miss at least tomorrow night's game as well, and then we're hoping to have DB, one of the new Sixers, back too. So, shorthanded front court for the Sixers as Bane fouls Tyrese Maxey. And some words after.
Yeah, I didn't like the hovering over Maxey when he fell to the ground. Not quite sure what that was all about.
Yeah, and we know it takes a lot to get Tyrese Maxey fired up like this. So.
I mean, I'm not even sure like what Bane did. Like, he didn't even do anything. Maxey fell, and he's like wants to take credit for it. Yeah, that's just fake toughness right there. I'm sorry.
Maybe a little frustration for Bane. Brought over for his three-point shooting, and 0 for 3 tonight.
And then you have superstar point guard Tyrese Maxey, who has set the tone, has emerged himself ever since Ben Simmons recused himself from the Sixers organization. Tyrese Maxey has stepped up in his game in phenomenal ways. He set the tone mainly going with his breakneck pace. He actually sets the tone. He pushes the pace mainly up floor. He's really actually deals with track meets when it comes to running the Philadelphia offense. He is a legitimate point guard down to the tour, and he can literally create. Makes him a lot of magic, definitely on the ball. We go on the rest of the playmakers, mainly around him.
Damn.
Embiid in shape. Embiid is healthy, baby.
Skinny Embiid. Embiid looking like this.
The vibes is different. Hey, it's a real picture, bro.
Joel Embiid healthy. If he like this, championship. Championship.
Yeah, he look like he lost 50 pounds, bro. He probably at least dropped 30 for real, for real.
Shout out to LeBron effect, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
Can Joel Embiid stay healthy?
If this is the Joel Embiid we're getting this upcoming NBA season, the NBA is in trouble. Joel Embiid, as you can see here, looks to have lost a lot of weight. He's slimmed down, he's in the gym, he's getting ready for this upcoming season. And you know what? I'm all for it. It reminds me a lot of Kevin Love's transformation when he went from the Timberwolves, a little bit of a bigger body, to then obviously slimming down, shooting those threes, obviously still playing down low with LeBron James, and just being able to run and gun. And I think that's what Joel Embiid is ready to do. Look, man, the past couple of seasons I look at his games, he hasn't played a lot of games. He missed a lot of games. But there was a stretch for 3 years in a row where this brother was either number 2 or, of course, the MVP. So it's second place, and then MVP. And he played how many games that season? He played about 66 his MVP season. So now with a studded squad with Edgecombe, Maxey, Brown, and Braun, this is the season that if Joel Embiid is healthy, and he's looking healthy right now, and he can sustain his healthiness, oh man, the NBA is in trouble.
Who in your mind is the X factor
Joel
outside of them?
It can't be. It can't be. He is the X factor. Anthony Simon is going to be who he is. KCP is going to be who he is. We know who these guys are. They're going to be vital parts to this. We don't know what we're getting for Joel Embiid.
We know what we get from him.
If he's healthy, but we don't know how many times we're going to have him available.
I'd rather you say we don't know what his health is going to look like, because we know what we're going to get if he's healthy.
We really don't. We don't.
Bro, come on, man.
You say you know what you're getting from him? He couldn't guard nobody, bro. He couldn't guard. He couldn't move.
He wasn't healthy.
So he's the X factor.
It's not just 5 people.
If that 5 is healthy, I don't give a damn what they got on their bench. If that 5 is healthy,
if was a spliff,
that's why he's the X factor. That's why.
And last but not least, you have the process, Joel Embiid, arguably the MVP of the Philadelphia 76ers, who could literally go off on any given night if his knees allow it. You know what I'm saying? When he's fully right, when he's fully healthy, even at 31 years old, he could literally set the tone. He could literally go off on any defense. He could create calamity within the Philadelphia 76ers offense. And this team, with its starting 5 on paper, could really make some noise and go as far as the NBA Finals. Who knows if they'll win it, but it's definitely possible that they could definitely do, given the nature of their situation. They are literally a legitimate threat on paper to challenge the New York Knicks and the other Eastern Conference contenders that we're going to definitely discuss with later on. On paper, I say keyword on paper, not practically, but on paper. And also, let's not forget their bench also as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the rest of the Philadelphia 76ers roster. Besides the starters, we got LeBron Fillon, the rookie that was drafted in the 2026 NBA draft. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope also signed as a free agent. Came by to help LeBron James. Actually won an NBA title with the Lakers in 2020. Anthony Simons was with the Boston Celtics with Jaylen Brown last year. Ended up signing with Philly. You know what I'm saying? He is going to literally light it up. Theoretically, Caleb Love. He came in basically like around like a pro for about a year. He was with the Philadelphia 76ers for a while, since last year. Justin Edwards. Their averages mainly coming through here. They'll be able to really stretch the floor. Ryan Rupert, he came through Marjon boot camp, 4 years in the league. Dominic Barlow, lethal forward in his own right. Jabari Walker, he's came in for 4 years. Adam Boner, like a legitimate center. Dean Wade, a forward that can literally stretch the floor. Aya Kaporti, NBA champion with the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Theoretically, this could literally be a deep team that could literally stretch the floor and create opportunities with some size to really counter some of the beasts, mainly up in the Eastern Conference. Theoretically, if they're able to gel together. Now, if the Philadelphia 76ers do get everything together and do gel, and this is a big if. It's a big if. They can literally go toe-to-toe in the NBA Finals, and they could be as equitable competitors to literally reach the NBA Finals as the New York Knicks. If they're able to gel together, if the starting five mainly work in the chemistry, if they're able to literally share their touches and sacrifice some points and actually share the load and share the wealth and be unselfish, and have all of their players, all of their starters specifically, share the ball, share the wealth, be unselfish, make the right reads, make the right play, and thoroughly accept the fact that not every night is going to be a hot night every single night consistently, which is a luxury that they mainly have with the 76ers, because every starting player is a playmaker in his own right. And then you have the bench that's also loaded as well if they play their cards right. In the case that Joel Embiid needs to rest, they have the depth to actually mainly shoulder the loads, actually ease the burn, so that they still stay within the top of the Eastern Conference. But again, barring any drastic health situations or any injuries actually coming about, if they get their stuff worked out and if they maintain their chemistry and if they're willing to work together and put the egos aside, they could literally be a serious threat to challenge the New York Knicks. And not only do they have to worry about dealing with the New York Knicks, the defending NBA champions, they also have to deal with the Boston Celtics, and with Jason Tatum's emergence, potentially Peyton Pritchard's emergence, Paul George mainly still doing what he does, right? Boston Celtics is still going to be atop of the Eastern standings in contention with New York and Philadelphia as well. And then you have Cleveland. They're still doing a thing, bending situation with James Harden. Who knows how that's going to work out. Toronto is a little bit of a mixed situation, assuming that everything is cleared and Kawhi is cleared of all punishment or doesn't even get indicted and the trade goes through. They could literally make some noise as well if the trade goes through. You know what I'm saying? And let's not forget about Detroit. All right? Let's not forget about Detroit. If Jaylen Durham resigns, it could literally be like another serious trade to really get themselves better. They just need to try and get more shot creators to really help out that team, possibly. Orlando, if they get the right coach, and they have a right coach, they actually try to work in Twinkle Day system, they can literally try and make some noise so they can contend with the top 4 spots. One of the top 4 spots, mainly in the East. And then we have the Washington Wizards, okay? They're literally retooling with their rookie as well. They can literally make some noise and be a serious threat. Atlanta's going to be getting better as well. Miami obviously is going to get more better with Giannis in the fold also. And let's not even forget about Indiana as well with Tyrese Halliburton returning. And you have Benedict Mathurin in there. You have like another top player in the NBA draft that's mainly there. Ivica Zubac as well. Indiana is going to be right within the resurgence, getting a crack at one of the top 6 teams, one of the top 6 seeds up in the Eastern Conference. So the Eastern Conference is very, very, very loaded. Okay? Now, if they make it out in the NBA Finals, the challenge that they mainly have to deal with is either the San Antonio Spurs or the Oklahoma City Thunder. If none of them go in, you could have maybe a shot, maybe like a Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, or possibly maybe the Utah Jazz, who knows? as unpredictable the West definitely is, I would say the East is way, way more cutthroat this year than months of recent previous years regarding that. Now, Philly, if they get their cards right, and LeBron, I guess he just teaches these guys definitely keys within the culture and how to mainly work together, it could be very possible, very, very possible that they could at least reach the Eastern Conference Finals if they don't win the NBA Finals, or at the very least try to make the NBA Finals, given what the piece and given the roster they mainly have in place. With, by the way, with Bob Myers and the way that Mike Gansey has mainly architected and design engineered this team. So it's going to be a really, really juicy NBA season upcoming come October, ladies and gentlemen, and I am literally here for it.
Mm.